I was seeing how long we could sit there in silence before anything was brought up. You guys did a good job. I'm proud of you.
Are you though? Are you ever
We
proud of
could have
us?
sitting in
I'm
silence.
proud of
Watch
you,
them do
Hunter.
it
And
for the whole
that's the
episode.
first time you've ever heard that phrase directed to us.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
Welcome to Beyond the Tavern Wall. I'm Braden
Is that
Figgins.
the cold open? Holy
And
crap!
the whole thing's the bloody cold open, okay?
Hunter, I've always been proud of you.
Thank you. I'm gonna go have
Hey, it's the
stern
second time
words
he's
with
heard
my
that.
father after this.
Just kidding.
Sam, you should probably close your door.
Okay, it's so hot in here though.
I know.
I am joined by Sam, Hunter, and Kendall. Again, Haley, bulk recording this stuff. She's still out. I don't know if she's actually sick. She didn't say. All she said is other people are sick.
I would
So
assume
Yeah.
she's sick.
I hope she's not. Because that
Yeah.
You know what? I hope she
It
is.
sucks.
Suffer,
Ouch.
Haley.
Oh, violence.
the best part is this these episodes are coming out in like last episode and then this episode. I think last episode is 2 weeks from when we're recording, 3 weeks from when we're recording or whatever, and then this one's the week after. So like, hopefully by that time she's doing better. So
Yeah.
And she'll never know I said it.
and unless she listens to podcasts. But
I
let's
think
be
she
honest.
does.
Do y'all listen to the podcast?
I do not
I
listen
do.
to my own voice, no.
I do. On occasion. There's sometimes I'll listen to it. I make sure to download it. Anyway, welcome to the podcast, everyone. We have an interesting topic for y'all today, okay? We talked a little bit about the mind of the monster and getting into that. I wasn't there for that one, so I have not listened to that episode. I need to listen to it. But you guys talked about that, but we wanted to cover a little bit more about maybe the mind of the player, but also the rhythm of combat and how that can play out in your session to either speed it up or maybe sometimes it goes too fast and it's not as fun and you want to slow it down, right? So I'm going to ask this question. You know, it's not on the outline. Is there ever a time that when you would want combat to go faster or when you would want it to go slower? And what is
Braden,
that
I'm going to
time?
guess you never want it to go slower.
And with how slow we go, absolutely not.
Yeah, I can't think of an argument to make it go slower. I don't think I've ever experienced that feeling or emotion concerning combat. And that makes me sound like a
Man, I wish the
total brat,
wizard would just
but-
take like 10 more minutes.
Yeah, you know what? I think the wizard should think about what they're gonna do a little bit more.
A little bit
Just to
less
spice
and
things
give
up.
them time, and we should give them more time on their turn.
Yeah.
You know, we shouldn't get on their back. They have to think through their giant spell list.
You know what, Braden? There's our solution. You give a certain amount of time for whatever class the player is playing.
Gosh.
Everyone gets 30 seconds. I don't care.
Further argument of making it slower, I would almost say adding in some sort of high stakes part of the combat that makes it so that they have to juggle enemies and then also completing an objective at the same time, so that they have to sit there and try to strategize who's going to be doing what, how they're going to manage to do both, really.
Mhm.
Actually is a really good argument for it. You know, adding a little something that is more interactive to the combat that your players have to do, and but at the same
Yeah.
time, you've got to balance it out. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like if you have another thing going on, maybe don't throw as many monsters at it, or don't make the thing you have to do too hard if you have harder monsters or whatever it may be. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think, as someone who does not like DMing combat, it is my least. And maybe it's just because I've only DM'd for groups of 6 or more. Like,
Mhm.
I think biggest group was 8. I think we have 8 when Daniel shows up.
Yeah.
And when everyone shows up, I should say. Which isn't a problem, obviously.
Mhm.
But the more people you have, the more actions you have, the more monsters you have as a DM, the slower it's going to go. And for me, it's so draining. Like rolling dice is not
Yeah.
what's fun to me as a DM. Unless it's rolling dice behind my screen to make you guys panic. But that's besides the point because that drives emotion, and I'm a sadistic son of a gun. So, but
I'm a sucker for rolling dice. I wish we could roll significantly more.
oh gosh, you're playing a bard. You make people roll a lot more dice, so you're right.
Fun.
Yeah, so I don't. I agree with Hunter's sentiment of it being if you have an objective with it or another aspect to combat, yeah, you could justify it for it going slower. But I don't think going faster can necessarily be there's a happy medium because if you just do a combat where it's done in a round, there are people who like combat more. Hunter
Yeah.
likes combat. Haley likes combat. Daniel is a good mix of both, but he likes combat because it allows you guys to strategize. If I'm only throwing, we haven't had combat in how long at this point? You know, like
In a minute.
in a minute. We did have 2 just straight sessions of combat, so I think we're balancing it out. But like that's the thing. It's just where do you find the balance in balancing out combat and the speed of it for everyone? You know,
Yeah.
that's
I
the
don't
question we're trying to answer here.
I personally think it's like a situation where you can't please everybody. So it just you would have to make an educated decision and hope for the best.
But we want to please everyone. That's what we're here to do.
That's not healthy.
So let's go with this. And what can make a combat be more exciting to kind of help those who may not be more involved with it? And like, what makes it more exciting for people?
Personally, I would say kind of the point that I made, having some kind of other thing going on besides, hey, just go and bash this thing until it dies. Have some sort of timed event that they have to be focusing on at the same time, or who knows what's going to happen. Maybe there's hostages being held that they're going to get executed if you're not fast enough. Just some other thing to kind of make it different than what you're usually going to get in most combat.
Yeah, keep giving me ideas. This is great.
Writing this all down.
Oh, you've already done the hostage one for us. Well, at least for me, Hester and Lyria. When we were first in Hell and we found the group of Fae.
Oh yeah, I
being-
did do
yeah.
that. Yes,
Yeah, you did. You killed one of them.
I did kill one of them.
Oh,
Mhm.
no.
I'm more likely to kill an NPC than I am a player. Let's be honest. I think that the objective is able to get it going, but the high stakes, I think that's such a key thing. If you're not, I don't think every combat needs to be high stakes, because that makes it a little bit too stressful. But if you have essential combats and there is a high stake to it, people are gonna be more involved in it for sure.
Yeah.
And let's go off that, off of what I said. Does combat always need to have a purpose? Then.
No, not really. Because I mean, you think of some of your basic tropes for D&D. You and your party are traveling. You stopped at the side of the road to sleep for the night. Oh, you get jumped by bandits. There's not really much purpose behind that. It's just kind of this is what happens in the world. Occasionally, you're going to get attacked by a bunch of random people.
Mhm.
That's how
You
it
get
is.
Yeah.
tavern brawls.
Yeah.
Crazy
There's
people
always
on
a
the
point
street
to a
may try to
tavern
mug
brawl.
you.
There's always a point to a tavern brawl. Okay.
Oh yeah, give me the
Asserting-
always reason.
Asserting dominance.
Fetch. Okay.
Prison.
Mhm. Prison. That's the point.
I'm the biggest drunkard in the tavern.
And assert dominance over the absolutely wasted man.
I feel like you'd have to out
Just drinking all of his pains and sorrows.
Oh my gosh.
just bring up all of his sad things. I agree. I don't think every combat needs to have purpose because, like you said, Hunter, things have to be organic. And if in the world, you get jumped by bandits, you get jumped by wolves or whatever it may be, tavern brawl or something. And if everything has a purpose, that's a lot of plot points that
Mhm.
kind of can be thrown at people. And then you kind of have decision paralysis until
For sure.
a boyfriend steals 100 gold.
Ooh.
No, yeah. I don't know why I'm mocking you, but I am.
because that's what happened, and then go with that.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think the balance is? Is how many combats in that you do should have purpose, or should maybe not all, but most of them have some sort of purpose?
Say 10%, just then we get into more combat.
Well, I would argue it also depends on what kind of campaign you're running. Because if you're just doing a dungeon crawl, you're not really going to need to put purpose for every single combat. A lot of these are just going to be there are creatures and monsters that live here. They're going to protect their domain. Good
Mhm.
luck. Fight them. Kill them.
So it's hard. I feel like I'm very, very biased just against combat in general, where
Yeah.
we'll do 3 or 4 role play sessions and then a session of combat, or with a combat in it, and then we'll do 2 or
Mhm.
3 and then a session of combat. I feel like a lot of the times when I give a combat session, it is more of a purposeless combat. It's kind of just like, oh, we haven't done combat in a bit. They'll get attacked by bandits, to satisfy hunters' needs or satisfied this person and what they want because they want a little bit more combat. I don't think that's a healthy way of doing it. I don't think not having your only impactful combat is your big bad or your boss fights is a healthy way of doing it, because there needs to be stakes throughout it all,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like why are your players out there fighting? And I also think that depends on the players themselves, because I as a DM may not put a purpose behind it, but the players might put purpose behind it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a dynamic you're playing against as a DM. Is it a purpose to move the the plot further, or are the players going to make purpose out of nothing, or
Yeah.
they're going to make a purpose out of it? Oh, okay, Strider's backstory, oh, his parents were killed by bandits. Okay, so now every bandit who tries to jump, he maybe has PTSD or blah 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 or whatever it is, so there's a purpose behind it at that point, right? I think it really just comes down to where you're going with the story. You have to balance maybe these 3 aspects, okay? As a DM, where you're going with a story. How long ago was your last combat session or combat encounter? And then also, do any of your players' backstories have anything? Could you put them into your encounter to maybe drive the plot a little further? When it comes down,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I think of when I think of encounter itself. And I'm not good at it. I'll be honest, I need to think of another encounter, but I don't want it just to be another you're attacked by wolves. I want it to be a little bit more impactful for when our group does combat, so that it's not just me throwing combat against the wall and then Hunter, who likes combat, is kind of dissatisfied with where it's going. No, though Hunter is an easy person to satisfy, that comes off weird, so I apologize. But yeah, we're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
We pick on Hunter a lot. Hunter's a phenomenal human being, okay? All of you guys are phenomenal human beings, okay?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So
That's a lie.
You're right, Sam. You're a godly heavenly being. You're
Oh
not just
my.
phenomenal.
Oh gosh.
My ego's really getting up there today.
Yeah, I can see your head's growing a little bit. Are you okay?
It's got that cranium on him.
Jimmy Neutron, is that you?
Timothy Neutronium?
Whoa. I did want to also bring what was the other thing? Making combat exciting. And I'm gonna shout out Diana for a second, okay? Diana of the Rose. Follow her on social
Hi,
media.
Diana.
Hello, you're awesome. She brought up something where in a recent post that I thought was really, really cool, and I wish I'd thought of it earlier, where writing down how you attack, how you describe how you attack beforehand. If you want your character to do something really cool and you're not great at improv, write like 5 things down. Oh, I want this really cool thing to say. Write that down. So then you kind of always have it there. You know, I think
Yeah.
something to make combat exciting is how you describe what you do. You know, instead of, oh, I rolled a hit. As a DM, I will obviously, if you just say, oh yeah, I'm going to attack this guy, I will come up with a way you attack. But if Hunter was, or we'll say Shrek Dion, okay, Miguel's character,
Mhm.
being your fighter, if he were to be like, instead of me describing, he was like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and can I like spin around and slash at their armor or something like that, and he gives me this description, or when he hits, he's like, okay, this is how I hit. That makes it more exciting because you can tell he's invested. If your players
Yeah.
aren't invested, they're not. It's gonna be way less exciting. You know, you got to get your players invested into it.
I will argue for my sake at least, because I am very much so a ranged
Mhm.
attacker. Most of mine is I'm going to move around and I'm going to shoot people from a distance. My description, and I feel like a lot of spellcasters, is usually going to be centered around spells, because I feel I do a decent job when I cast spells during combat of how I'm casting it, what it's looking like, that sort of thing. Makes
I
it
would say.
more involved.
Sorry, I've talked a lot. Anyone have comments about that?
Um, no, but yeah, I just want, I really like that idea that Diana shot there. I'm kind of drawing a
If not,
blank.
if not, that's fine. I
Yeah.
was just throwing it out. Sam, anything?
Yeah.
I got nothing.
This is what I will say as a man who wants to try to fix everything, right, Hunter? What you can do is, you obviously, oh, I rolled a hit and I shoot my arrow. How, like, what do you do before that? Oh, I go behind this tree. I lean behind the tree, let loose. I drop to one knee and shoot the arrow. I'm specifically aim down my bow and I'm shooting specifically for his
The
chest or
calf.
whatever it may be, like this calf, right? And then also for wizards, we're gonna give the example of Liam O'Brien when he was playing Caleb Widowgast. I love what he did when he was just like, I pull out bat guano, and sulfur, mash it together, and then throw out my hand, and I cast fireball. You know,
Yeah.
utilizing the resources you're given, at least for a wizard, because there is material components for that. Being like, okay, I go and I chew on a bit of licorice and I cast a spell or whatever it may be. Um, there is ways to flavor your attacks, even if they are basic. Obviously, you're not going to be as fancy as a swordsman, but you can't think Legolas. Legolas is probably the most majestic person in the way he attacks in Lord of the Rings. You know,
Question:
Yeah.
does that mean I can slide down a flight of stairs on a shield?
if you made a dexterity check, yes, why not?
We're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We are finding combat somewhere that has stairs, and I will go out of my way to go up the stairs, find a shield, and then slide back down.
Strider's gonna be like, wait, guys, can we fight over in this direction,
Time out!
please?
Time out! I need a
Please,
2-minute
guys,
timeout. Give me a moment.
Please,
Please let me do this. This will be really cool.
Yeah. So there are ways that people who don't do it, who
Mhm.
aren't maybe as fancy in their ways to attack, to just give a little bit more description to get yourself into it and get your players into it as well, so that
Mhm.
the players are visualizing as well.
I need to be better at that part. I just like describing the spells because it's fun.
I'm not. I
Oh.
hope you don't think that I'm saying that's wrong. I think
Man, Brayden's just saying I'm a terrible player and he hates me. Gosh.
you're right. I'm actually specifically saying that Hunter is my least favorite person at my table.
Fair,
Those words came
fair.
out of my mouth before I said that. Actually, word for word. You know. No, I'm not
Mm.
saying that at all. I was saying that describing spells. I think how spells are. Sorry. Whenever someone casts a new spell, I will always be like, okay, how does that work? You know, like how do you cast that spell? Because I think that's the most interesting aspect, because that gets the character of what makes that wizard different from others. You know.
Mm.
Is okay. I point my wand and the spell crackles out from the wand and I shoot it out or whatever it may be. Or if I'm or a ranger, I call upon the power of nature as I stamp my foot to the ground. The roots appear around my foot, holding me ever for true strike or whatever it may be. Or your hunter's mark, I think, is a great one. You slash across your chest, a glowing green thing appears and then appears on them, kind of deal.
Mm.
Like you guys do pretty really well at describing. I think that one was more specifically towards melee combatants because it's kind of boring.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
are.
it can be.
I hit 4 times the end of my turn.
I think it's just harder as a melee character because you have to how many times can you say flourish or parry? You know,
Flourish,
like
Howdy his
flourish.
blow.
I do a little yeah, you know. I think you're just a little bit more limited. Uh but yeah, it's just I don't know the solution, but just as a martial character, I would just say remember that what you're doing is cool too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so just remember what you're doing is cool too and describe it to the best of your ability and you'll get better at it the more you do it.
Always spin, you guys. Always spin as a martial
Always do
character.
a spin move. Always do a spin move and flip it.
That's the only thing you do. You're just spinning
That's the only thing you
constantly.
can
I spin and I flip it.
But each spin takes 6 seconds if you only
Yes.
have one attack.
Oh, It's a really long spin.
My next martial character that wields a sword is gonna know how to do the Obi spin from Star Wars,
Oh my gosh.
and he will do that in combat.
They'll just
For
both
no
spin at the
reason.
same exact time. It's
There's a
wild.
reason I'm not gonna get into that.
You only fight people who spin at the exact same time as you do. They know the Obi spin as well, and you guys do it at the exact same time.
I love that move.
I think this goes into player customization and creativity when it comes to combat, which can help with the rhythm of combat as well. I was inspired from playing Middle Earth: Shadow of War, and how he
Oh,
does a lot of his executions are super cool. You know, he'll
yes.
like jump over the character and then like slide under them and then stab up while he's sliding under them or something, and then like skin up and then head chop off or whatever it may
Dude,
be,
it's-
or like chops a leg, they fall down on the ground, spins and chops off a head. Like,
Use
It's
the leg
sick.
as another weapon.
Can
Yeah.
I just say real quick, how good of games those are? Oh,
I need to play them.
The worst.
I want to play them.
Still possibly the worst ending in any game I've played though.
okay, yeah, ending is bad for Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor. I've not finished Shadow of War, but Shadow of Mordor, quick time event, end of game.
But no, the way that they went through and customized all those different execution types depending on where you're approaching from, what weapon you're using, it's so well done.
It's
And
beautiful.
I could see where you're getting some of that inspiration from, because as a big fan of those games, they're so freaking good. I could gush about those games.
I like it. Do it.
right now.
Sam, what are your thoughts on this? You've been quiet over there in the corner. Yeah, you're in a corner, I think, of the video.
Technically, I'm in the corner of a room too.
And you're also in the corner of my screen.
Oh, I'm just
I mean,
all
you're
in
all
the
technically
corners.
in a
I don't
corner.
like this.
Yeah, you're all in a corner of my screen, so.
I don't think I have a lot to say that hasn't been said, but I do think that there is a lot more opportunity for melee characters than what you guys say. I mean, shame on you guys. I played a paladin. Paladins are fun, and I'm not even counting the spellcasting part.
Boo.
But
your
your
DM
melee attacks was I Misty Step above someone and Bowser them.
Okay,
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that example. Be
Yeah, this is gonna
creative.
be Smash Bros.
Don't just say, "Oh, I hit someone." To your DM's discretion, target certain parts of someone's body. If you're fighting a spellcaster, go for their hands. Be an absolute a-hole. Make it so they can't do their job.
I think that brings up a perfect segue into our next section of Sam, you were really good at utilizing, in a sense, random game mechanics to your
It's like
advantage.
95 degrees in here. I need to open my door. I'm sorry.
Take off your shirt.
Okay.
Oh,
No.
Hey, he's yours. You got to show him
just
off, right?
kidding. Unless,
I mean,
do it.
if you want.
Look at that. Look at that man. Oh.
Oh.
So Sam is an excellent example of someone who uses creativity to their
Ooh.
advantage. Sam, I
Wait.
always have to with Sam when it comes to combat is a wild card. For like
He really
Daniel,
is.
Haley, and Hunter, they're very strategic in what they do, and Sam's very strategic, but in a way you will never predict. You know, like I'm going to be over here. I go like, okay, I can plan for. I look over the spell list of Hunter's character, of Daniel's character, of Haley's character. I'm like, okay, here's what they can do. I can plan for this a little bit. Sam is going to, like I said, Misty Step 30 feet above you and blue shell your character. And then it's like, oh shoot. What's the damage of that? How are they gonna get out? Like, how do I do this as a DM? And I think that's another way to kind of just include this way of making combat more interesting and keeping up the rhythm and the I feel like that's cheesy of me to say that, but keeping up the pacing of the thing. It might slow down the pacing, but at least it keeps it interesting enough where it doesn't do it to a degree of nothing's happening, you know?
Yeah. Definitely.
What are other ways people can utilize what are other things that people can utilize in an encounter to kind of spice up the encounter itself?
Rain.
How so?
Rain.
So here's the thing: is I actually saw a skit about this earlier. I want to say it was yesterday. About a player polymorphing into like a giant snake that had a swim speed and coiling around another creature and pulling them underwater
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
jeez.
and holding
Oh
them
goodness.
underwater.
That's
Yeah, that's
slightly
resourceful.
terrifying.
It's
Yeah,
one way to
because
get
that's
someone.
definitely not something you would really look at doing. I mean, especially with somebody with like polymorph or wild shape. But if you're presented like with a big body of water that you could easily pull somebody under, that's a really creative way to go about combat instead of just your
Yeah.
normal I take my strikes and wait for my next turn.
Hmm.
This is now I'm going to hold you underwater until you stop moving.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
That's wild. That's messed up. So like yeah, using terrain in that way. I also think this is the problem I have is my battle maps are usually flat. Because a lot of time I don't think of combat. Combat happens and it kind of comes up on the fly, and you just so happen to find a magical, a perfectly flat grove in the forest. Wow, who would have thought, right? Um,
Hmm.
but using terrain, like, don't just make it in a grove in the forest. Make it so that there are trees everywhere. There, so enemies can get cover, your players can get cover, and there's that dynamic too as well. Is there a point where terrain though can make the pacing slower or throw
I would
off
say
pacing?
yes. Like if you're in really rough terrain that's slowing your movement speed, your
Oh
melee
yeah,
characters are gonna suffer.
that's
Yeah.
a rough terrain for sure.
But then you're go ahead.
What's the word I'm looking for? Justified, I guess. Terrain. If the whole thing is just difficult terrain, that's
Difficult
not
terrain.
fun. So
Yeah.
Um Another thing to really think about that would really slow down combat and honestly really frustrate a lot of players is that yeah, it's cool going back to the forest clearing scenario where you have like a bunch of trees around. That can offer a ton of cover for your enemies, so then that AC gets bumped up for ranged attacks. And that's
Yeah.
going to make it a lot harder to hit.
mhm.
Also,
Cover.
I feel like you could use those trees like to crush your enemies, like chop down a tree somewhere. I don't know, throw your Goliath at the tree and it'll fall down or something.
Or
I
your
don't know.
Goliath at the
I
tree.
think-
Yeah.
Rule of cool wise, I'd be over here like heck yeah, chop down a tree, but just trees don't just get cut down in one swipe, no matter what
don't.
fantasy is. So I mentioned, guys, you gotta stay right there. Clunk, clunk,
Someone's
clunk,
obviously
chopping down
never
the whole
hung from
time.
an aspen tree. Those
Hold,
guys are
hold person or
fragile.
hold creature.
It's an aspen tree.
And
You
it's
can
not
tell
gonna
by the
really
way it
hurt
is.
them that much.
Mhm.
That's why I said throw your Goliath at it.
Yeah. Or use magic to like Bigby's hand crushing a tree and throwing it at
No.
someone.
We don't
No, the
have access
Goliath.
to magic.
We want the
The
Goliath.
Goliath.
You're right. You're right. My bad. I apologize. That is truly horrendous that I thought that.
Or use Bigby's hand to throw the Goliath at the tree.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Like what Kendall just said.
You said use the Bigby's hand to chop the tree and then throw it, topple it on.
Jeez,
Isn't
my
that what I
brain
heard?
ain't working then.
Yeah, Sam, you're a silly goober, okay?
To be fair, it is like 95 degrees in my office. Like my arms are sweating right now.
Oh.
It's bad.
Do I need to go get your fan?
No, I can get it.
Oh, I'm already right here. I'm his number one
Oh,
Interesting. Interesting.
stop coming on to my man.
fan.
I'm not going to
No
say
comment?
anything.
No comment. No comment.
Leave it
Yeah.
in. Leave it in.
It's it. I don't edit the video podcast. I don't edit the video podcast. That is our fault 100% for his I understood what you meant. But you also, you know who you're saying that to, right? And when we already
Yeah.
make that joke half the time
After I
anyway.
did it. Yeah,
Mhm.
it was only after.
Okay, we're moving on. How should the DM reward creativity outside of just inspiration?
Just let it happen. Let me gouge out someone's eyes.
That makes me want to actually jump to you, Brayden, because I feel like with what Sam did with Roland, the Misty Step Up, and then Blue Shell them, I doubt there's really anything in the book for that sort of thing. How do you reward that kind of creativity? How did you go about determining, okay, you're going to be able to do this much damage?
I think looking back at it, I did not reward Sam, and I do not reward Sam enough for his creativity.
Yeah, with
And-
fetch, Braden.
Like I look back, I used to be, I want to be like this extremely serious DM, and like I still want to have like serious fun campaigns, like serious campaigns like that. But I used to be like serious. There's no fun in this campaign. Maybe not like that, but a little bit more serious than I am now. And so when Sam did these things, I was kind of like, well, you know, that this would actually not happen, blah blah blah. So I would kind of take away points from his creativity, where maybe I didn't reward him with enough damage, or like, oh, he made his save, so he gets half damage or whatever it may be. Looking on it now, 100%, I would be like, he gets like 5d6 damage. If like he'd still have to make a save, but I would definitely be like 5d6 damage. Sure, like let's do this a lot, and he's pinned. You know, like applying status effects to certain things, I think it is a reward that isn't given a lot. You know, like he would have been restrained at that point because he just got smushed by, or he takes full damage and isn't restrained if he made a save or whatever it may be. That's a big thing I'm trying to do a lot more now is figuring out ways to reward creativity, because you guys deserve that. You know, like I deserve to reward you for beating me. You know, so Sam, I apologize, and I hope you can find it in the depths of your heart to forgive me.
I'm not gonna lie. I felt like I should have like broken that man's legs when I blue shelled him, and I don't remember how much damage we added to it. I think it was just like the equivalent of what my fall damage would have been.
I think that's what it was. It was 3d6.
Hmm.
That actually brings up another thing as well, and it doesn't really go off this topic, but I think I want to bring it up because Sam brought it up a little bit. Is you talked about Sam like, oh, you've talked about this a lot actually, and I think we've talked about it before on the podcast. You're like, let me target the man's eyes, or let me break this person's leg. You know,
I don't want to get
D&D
too grotesque with it.
yeah, D&D. Let me squash his.
Let me rip his toenails out with fishhooks.
Oh gosh. Oh, I'm into that.
Oh
What?
my gosh.
No, I'm not. That actually makes me sick to my stomach thinking about things going under fingernails. Anyway, it makes sense that you should be allowed to target someone's hands and chop off their hand mid-combat, right?
I wouldn't say chop it
Yeah.
off. Maybe definitely severely injure it.
So my big thing with that is like severely injure it, chop it off, or what it may be. Do some damage where it prohibits them. Mechanically, there is nothing like that in D&D though.
Yeah.
Like, I guess there is. I think there is lasting injuries. I think that's like an optional rule in the Dungeon Master Guide. I just feel like it ruins kind of part of the board game of combat kind of deal. And
Yeah.
also, I always will say this: what you do to your people, I will then do to you. You know, like
I'm all
I brought
for
it
it.
up.
Try to break Backpack Boy's hands.
I think of Strider. Why would a melee person who's getting shot by an archer not go to chop off his hand?
Yeah.
And
that's
then
true.
Strider now just loses part of his whole character.
Now, let me ask you this, Brady. Have you
Mhm.
ever played the game Ninja?
Yes.
Is that an easy game?
No.
Now imagine that with your adrenaline pumping, with everyone's adrenaline pumping it to its max. I would say, yeah, you can try, but even if you make contact, they're probably going to have reacted in some way to make it incredibly difficult to do some real damage. But
Let's say I roll a
still
natural
think the
20 though.
option should be there.
No, yeah. I think if you roll high enough, yeah, I think it should be there as well. I do not. It's hard because I, as a DM, do not want to inhibit your guys' characters in a way that would make your characters not fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go and break your character's leg. Yeah, healing magic. I guess you have magic to heal. I don't know. I'm not saying no to it, and I think if you do say, hey, I want to go for this person's eyes, I think I would allow it. The AC is going to be higher, and it really just depends on what you roll. Because every single roll you do in combat, you're always aiming for a kill shot or a natural 20 in a sense. You're not always looking just to, cut their arm a little bit. Like every single time you're looking for that kill shot. So I think Brennan Lee Mulligan in Dimension 20 had something about this. I think one of his players was like, I think it was like, can I go up behind, like go underneath a character and then go behind and stab them up their butt or something, or like right in their weak point. Or right in their weak point. And Brennan Lee Mulligan was just like, that will happen if you get a natural 20 because your character is always going for those weak spots. I'm not if I am a melee, if I'm a ranger, I'm not shooting right at the breastplate. I'm shooting at the kink in the armor at their neck or their faceplate that has a hole in it or whatever, So I think that's there's a balance of targeted attacks and what you could do, Sam, and then also understanding that every single attack you're trying to wound the character in a way. I think at this point though, if you wanted to go and break someone's leg and like if you were to be rolling in turtle shell someone, I think that guy's legs are probably broken and there might be disadvantage on something.
It's a difficult line to cross because as players we'd be like, oh, I 100% should be able to do this, but you don't want it to happen to you because then it makes it a lot harder for you to play the game.
It depends on what you guys talked about in session 0. If you want a hardcore kind of deal like that, like discuss it with the group and all that. Because if Sam is the only one who wants it, maybe Sam, I'm the only one you do it to. But at the same time, that's kind of unfair to you that I'm attacking only you, but not everyone else. But yeah, if we want to do that, sure, let's go. I have no problem doing it. Just remember.
Hey,
I just want to say there are spells specifically for restoring body parts for a reason. Just saying.
Resurrection rule.
All
True
body
resurrection
parts.
does that. All body parts. Everything that's been cut off will be restored.
That being said, there
toe.
was a session that we did have Strider dislocate his shoulder and break his wrist.
Yeah, that's more funny though. Over anything. That was more for funny over everything.
Was it for funny? Because I literally tied myself to a wyvern, jumped off, and caught a fully grown dragonborn while I have a strength score of 11.
And also falling from a height while they were falling. So
hey, that sounds pretty cool.
It was very cool, but it made sense that there's no way he was going to get away from that unscathed if he was able to catch her.
Yeah. That brings up another thing where we're totally off topic, but I think that's fine because we're talking about like consequences of combat at this point as well. I don't think healing magic heals soreness.
Oh no, you're 100% going to be sore no matter
Yeah.
what.
Mm-hmm.
There should still be a consequence to combat, even if you have healing magic, for sure.
You're gonna have, maybe you don't have any scars or anything, and maybe like you stop the dying aspect of it and you get your vitality back. But if you just got punched 300 times in the arm, you know, like you're still gonna have a dead arm even if you take Tylenol.
Yeah.
You know, like
No, I'm taking one turn.
yeah, monk take one turn, punch 300 times. Hmm. Yeah, a monk, if they had their hands cut off, could still attack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They would just use the nubs.
Oh, well, I was
Oh
going
my
to say they've got
gosh.
their feet too, but yeah, that works.
or because if they're away of the open hand, not open feet.
Bro, subclass is gone. You don't have hands anymore.
Sorry, warrior of the open hand now.
No.
Terrible change.
Eh.
Let's talk about one more thing. Okay.
Okay.
A lot of the times in combat is seen as battle to the death.
Mhm.
I don't believe in that. I don't think Bast is a killer. Well, was a killer. I don't think
Bass
Backpack
has
Boy is a
killed
killer.
so many people.
That's why I said was. I will use the example of when you guys were underneath. You were at the College of Sindarin, underneath the research area. You guys had a combat, and you guys just murdered a bunch of these researchers. And I'm like,
Oops.
totally up to you guys. That's your guys' decision. But if you think about it, it's over here like, huh? You know, like, would your characters actually want to murder someone, or are they going to more than likely knock them out or incapacitate them in some other way? What is doing that, like breaking the encounter in that way, a bad thing?
Mm,
Or your thoughts on that, just in general?
I'm gonna give you guys a quote from one of my biggest inspirations, Elastigirl. Um, the guys we're fighting are not like the guys on TV. They will kill you, so do not hold back.
That's true.
That's
You
fair.
have to match the intention of who you're fighting, and more often than not, whoever you're fighting in D&D wants to kill you.
Yeah.
Or is it just some random royal guard that's trying to do his job and make money to feed his family?
Well,
while
you
you're
see, he's
infiltrating
not
the
trying to
castle?
kill you. He's trying to incapacitate you to bring you to prison.
I'm more so making fun of what happens in campaign 2 of Critical Role. They brutalize some guards, like truly brutalize them.
Never seen it.
Like pour acid down their throats.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
brutalize them.
gosh.
Yeah,
There
just
are
some dude keeping watch.
Okay, see that's a little too far.
Just
I
a
wouldn't
dude
do
keeping
that.
watch? No.
It's some dude who fell asleep on watch, and they like sneak up behind him, restrain him, open up his mouth, and then pour acid down his throat.
what part is this?
Jeez.
Trying to
I'm
remember.
trying to remember what part. I want to say, because I don't think this was while they were in the Mendelian Empire. It might have been, but I specifically remember it happening because I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is brutal."
Or they reverse gravity, black hole them into the ceiling, and
Oh.
they get squashed.
Yeah, there was
You
those
know.
too. Caleb was brutal.
I think I agree you have to match their energy to a well, I don't 100% agree with that. I understand, but also it depends on your character too. Like if your character's doesn't want to kill someone, it doesn't matter if they want to kill you. Like that's just the consequence of what you have to do though. You know, like if you have to end up killing someone, you have to end up killing someone, but if your character's like, "Oh, I don't want to kill them. I want to just make them stop hurting me." You know, they're going to do something to maybe not kill them, right? A lot of the times, and there's a lot of times, like I'll say these researchers, they just wanted to capture the group because they they just had broken out one of their experiments, and they were trespassing. Like they're over here, like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Fireball. Yeah, and I think that's a problem DMs have actually a lot, where the DM should determine beforehand what is the purpose that the person they're fighting is doing. You know,
No, it's something I feel like is not brought up a lot. Is that both your players and whatever they're fighting usually are going to be tied to moral and ethics. Like going back to these guards, like they're probably really just trying to capture these people, and then go into kind of a player's perspective is these guys are trying to capture me, but they might just be acting on orders. Do I really want to kill them for that?
hmm
Yeah. And that's where you have to get creative, you know.
and that's where you should just murder everyone that attacks you.
No,
It's-
that's a murder hobo. Well,
I
actually, if
I
they
said that
attack
attacks you. You know, so I think
Yeah.
that's what it. I think there are other ways out of combat than just murder or incapacitation.
Run,
Running, that's a big one.
run.
Also as well, diplomacy, talking it out, calling a parlay,
Dance fight.
Distraction.
distraction,
Ooh,
dance
dance
fight.
fight.
That is a distraction, and
Yep.
you're right.
Both a fight and a distraction.
We're gonna have Backpack Boy breakdance against Tiamat.
Oh
Let's
my gosh,
go.
that's actually the only way Tiamat fights.
It's a dance
Is
fight.
she's full of wrath, but it's wrath on the dance floor.
I was about to
Fate
say she
of the
clearly fights with
universe.
her emotions after that reaction I got out of her.
Yeah.
She'll be prepared.
Short fused queen.
Mm. She ain't.
Call her that next time. See what happens.
She will. Yes, tomatoes.
Any other thoughts before we wrap up?
Not really. Combat's fun.
Combat is fun. Find a way to make combat fun for you.
And
then
your
I think
DM.
it'll improve for everybody else. Yeah. Sorry.
And please your DM.
Just burped.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that in. That actually will be a clip, and it will just be the burp.
No.
Not
I didn't even
clip,
hear.
just
I don't
burp.
think we even heard the burp. So
Oh, well, I just
So you're
outed
fine.
myself, I guess.
you just outed yourself.
I did.
Any final things? Nope.
Nah.
Kendall, do you want to take another attempt at wrapping up
Yeah.
the podcast?
Yeah, let's see it. Thank you so much for coming out to the tavern. We are on social media. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and now YouTube. What? We are on Spotify and Apple Podcast, and we are also in the Library of Congress, where you can find a map to a secret. I'm gonna get the plot wrong. A map
City Gold.
with clues to the city of El Dorado or the city of Gold.
My
Okay?
gosh.
Which also lead you to Mount Rushmore. And when you are there, if you go up the nose of Washington, you will find
Gauge,
Our
probably.
tavern.
the Holy Grail.
Oh.
Oh,
No, the Holy Grail. And then if you go and take that to the knight from the Last Crusade, he will tell you where the Loch Ness monster has gone to die. I don't know.
Kendall, you gotta write all this down. I'm sorry.
Might be a
I'm
D&D
not
campaign.
following.
Okay. That was terrible. I'm
Gosh.
sorry you had to hear that.
Mm. Well, outro's not done. You want to keep going?
you gotta finish it.
Who has the side quest today?
It's you, Kendall.
Fetch. Okay.
Kendall,
Yeah.
Like,
your
subscribe,
face
share the
is a
podcast
shade
with
of red
people.
I've never seen before.
I'm not really that red. I don't
I know.
blush. My ears
I'm just
blush.
making fun of you. I'm
My
No,
sorry.
she
ears
is. No,
blush.
she is. Look in
Wait,
the
do this,
video.
do
She's
this.
completely red.
I'm so red.
Do this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I blush in my ears. Now the whole internet knows that. Your side quest today is to find where the Loch Ness monster died and then share the podcast with somebody who would mourn the death of the Loch Ness monster.
My gosh.
I thought you were gonna say someone who knows the places, like literally no one, but that's wonderful. If you know someone who would mourn the death of the Loch Ness monster,
This
share
was
the
not my first moment.
with them. This was her finest moment. Thank you guys so much
This will go
for
down in
coming out to the
history.
podcast. And we will catch you back here in the tavern next Wednesday.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
Don't sound so defeated.